Kate was in tears during our Global Academy of Coaching class. She felt completely powerless. I can't focus on my goals, she said. Keep wasting time on useless things, scrolling, overthinking, distracting myself. I'm getting nowhere. Her friends had even started calling her the queen of procrastination. And now, in the class, she wanted me to support her to end it, once and for all. She looked at me desperate. Coach, how do I stop procrastinating? How do I finally do what I say I want to do? I paused and asked her gently, Hey, Kate, what's your 5-year vision? She blinked at me, total silence. It was as if I had spoken in a language she had never heard before. That's when I told her the truth. Hey, Kate, you're not procrastinating. You're unclear. It wasn't about laziness or lack of discipline. It was all about knowing why she was doing any of it. Without clarity of vision, without an emotional why behind her goals, of course she was stuck. Her brain had nothing to organize around. No direction, no fuel. She kept staring at me, confused. But I could see something was shifting. And that's the shift I want for you too, my beautiful friend. So, this is Douka, Master Certified Coach. And today at episode 7, can you believe it? We're diving into a topic that affects us all. Procrastination. So let's see, what is procrastination? It's a noun, of course. It's the action of delaying or postponing something. And some beautiful synonyms are delaying tactics, stalling, temporizing, hesitation, humming and hawing, shilly-shaying. So let's see, why do we procrastinate? Let's see first, what is procrastination? Okay, procrastination is defined as a voluntary delay of an intended action. Mark my words, voluntary delay, okay, of an intended action, despite knowing that this delay could lead to negative consequences. Now, I want to be clear. It's not about laziness. Most people think that when they procrastinate, they're lazy. This is something that is mind-blowing. Procrastination is driven by emotion regulation problems. So let me share with you some key scientific findings and data that will really help you untangle what I'm talking about. So number 1, procrastination affects nearly everyone, okay? Meta-analysis by Steele, published in the Journal of Psychological Bulletin, says that 80 to 95% of college students regularly procrastinate. Around 50% do it consistently and problematically, okay? So I'm talking about almost 100% of students out there are procrastinating. Now, in the general population, 25% of adults are considered chronic procrastination. So that is 1 in 4, chronic. Procrastination, my beautiful friend, is linked to mental health issues. In 2022, there was a study in the GMAA Network Open that followed 3,500 students and found that higher procrastination was significantly associated with more symptoms of depression and anxiety, poor sleep, lower self-rated health, increased stress levels. So the study concluded that procrastination isn't just a time management issue. Actually, my beautiful friend, it's a mental health concern. And that's why we can support with coaching to really shift this. Procrastination can impact physical health. Research from the American Psychological Association showed that chronic procrastinators experience higher level of stress, which can contribute to weakened immune function, heart disease, and high blood pressure. Now, let's touch base upon the emotion regulation. The neuroscience studies, like one published in the Social Cognitive and Affective Neuroscience, showed that procrastinators have a larger amygdala, and weaker connections between the amygdala and the prefrontal cortex. So they struggle more with managing emotions and impulse control. Now, let me be clear on why do we procrastinate. We procrastinate to avoid uncomfortable emotions. This can be boredom, fear of failure, or frustration. We procrastinate due to a lack of self-compassion and fear of judgment. Because we are perfectionists, we're waiting for the right moment or ideal conditions. And we seek short-term mood boosts, okay? Dopamine from distractions like scrolling or gossiping. So, procrastination isn't a character flaw. It's a coping mechanism. But when we understand the science behind it, we can shift our avoidance towards action. We can train our brain to be okay with discomfort. And we can build new habits that support very high follow-through. Okay? Again, procrastination isn't about laziness, as I said to Kate. It's about fear. It's about perfectionism. And sometimes not knowing where to start. Procrastination is a coping mechanism, my beautiful friend. So, I never want to hear from you that you're lazy. No, my beautiful friend, you're not lazy. You need to get coached on changing the way you're coping and setting your goals. Now, the most important thing to do when you want to achieve something is to clarify the why behind what you want to achieve. Yes, absolutely, my beautiful friend. Let's explore the beautiful idea behind find the why behind your goal with both scientific research and practical insights, okay? So, in Global Academy of Coaching, we train our coaches to identify the why behind. What does this mean? It means identifying the emotional and personal reason behind a goal. So the deeper purpose, not just the outcome. Let me bring in an example, okay? Instead of I want to lose 5 kilos, not 5K. The why might be I want to feel strong. I want to live longer and I want to be able to play with my children at the playground with ease. Okay, now I'm going to share with you my big why behind I'm training 6 times per week and I'm a triathlete. I'm doing this, my beautiful friend, because I want to be present at Joy's and Marilena's life in the next decades. I want to be able to travel with them. I want to be next to them, to raise their children together, to travel with their families. I often say to Joy that she will be calling me to say, hey, Mom, I want to take the big Learjet with me and I will send you the small one to join me in Tokyo because I want you to bring my children. Can you please do that? So this is my big why behind. And there is even more that I want to share with you. And this is deeply personal. Now, when Joy was 3 months old, it was the first time I left her at my mother's. Okay, it was just for 30 minutes. I needed to take a long bath on my own. I was exhausted because Joy was sleeping during the day and was playing and partying during the night. So if you have children, you probably have, been through this. Now, my mom had started to show some early Alzheimer's symptoms. When I went to pick up Joy, Joy was sleeping on the floor instead of the bed. And my mom thought that was okay. And of course, as you can understand, I never let Joy only, being with my mother again. And that moment, I promised myself that I will do my best so that this will not happen with me. I promised myself that I will be fit mentally and physically until the day I'll go to the next phase in my life, the next transition. So how is this for a strong why behind? Do you see now why I never procrastinate about my workouts? During vacations, when we're going, somewhere that's extreme cold or extreme heat, I always find a way to do my workouts because my why behind is so strong. So now, my beautiful friend, let's see how this why behind works based on science, okay? Number 1, it says that purpose increases motivation and persistence. There was a study from the University of Rochester and found that people with intrinsic motivation, doing something because it's personally meaningful, are more likely to persist, even if things are difficult, okay? There is this core self-determination theory, SDT it's called, which integrates autonomy, competence, and relatedness that drives lasting motivation. So your why behind feeds autonomy. You're doing it because it matters to you. And let me tell you, working with people for the past 25 years, seriously, I've never seen anyone achieving anything if it doesn't matter something to them, okay? Once you're clear on your why behind, it changes your brain chemistry. Neuroscience research shows that when you connect to meaningful purpose, your brain activates the dopaminergic reward system, okay? That gives you more focus, energy, and resilience. This research happened by the University College of London, okay? And then purpose reduces procrastination. A study done in the Journal of Research and Personality found that people with strong intrinsic goals and emotional clarity procrastinate less, okay? Because they're anchored by a sense of meaning, which keeps them from getting lost in distractions. Let me share another practical example, okay? So the goal might be I want to get certified as a life coach in Global Academy of Coaching. Now, your why behind, and our students' why behind, is because I want to help people. I want to have freedom in my career, finally do something I believe, and I want to make good money. This why keeps you going when things get hard, my beautiful friend. It reminds you on the biggest picture. So when you know your why, you stay committed, you overcome setbacks, you act with clarity, not just willpower. How is that? My beautiful friend, ask yourself, why do I really want this? What would it mean to me and to those I love if I made it happen? In Global Academy of Coaching, we train our coaches to support their coachees to be 100% clear on the why behind every single goal. Every meeting in your calendar, every social meeting you have, be absolutely clear on your why behind. Now that we are very clear on the why behind for every single thing we have in our calendar, let's see some strategies that can help you stop procrastinating. Be absolutely clear on what you want to achieve the next 5 years, the next year, and the next month. Be absolutely clear on what your goals are for the next week. My beautiful friend, it's astonishing that 85% of people have no clue what they want for the next 5 years. They're too busy to set aside time to think, dream, and set goals. Although this percentage of people has time to scroll around 3 hours per day in social media. They are too afraid to set goals that they feel they might not be able to achieve. Now, 20 years ago, I allowed myself to dream of the life that I want to have. I was very clear with what I wanted to achieve. My daily schedule, the amount of money I wanted to be making, the people I wanted around me. Now, did everything happen on my timeline? Nope. Almost nothing happened on the date I had planned. For example, I wanted to have joy 6 years earlier. But now, joy is here. So my previously desired timeline is just another date I had written down. Am I close to the life I have designed? Oh, yes. Do I still want to accomplish a million things? Oh, yes. Do I beat up myself for this? Oh, no. Every day, I do my baby steps towards achieving my goal. My beautiful friend, set aside some time within this week. Dream and write down your ideal days, what your ideal weeks, what your ideal months look like. Write down your ideal job, the environment you want to be spending half of your days. And I promise you, once you are clear on your goals, you will never procrastinate again. My beautiful friend, you are clear now on your why behind. You're clear now on how your desired life looks like. And you're clear now of what your daily schedule looks like. Now, it's so important to write everything down. Okay? So important. I cannot stress enough how life-changing this final strategy I will share with you is. Plan your week and day ahead of time. It really changes everything. Every Saturday or Sunday, I sit down for about 45 minutes to plan out my whole week. Yes, I know, 45 minutes may sound a lot, but I promise you it saves me hours of decision fatigue, frustration, and procrastination throughout the week. I plan everything, my work goals, my coaching sessions, my classes, my workouts, my fun time. Yes, fun is non-negotiable, my personal commitments, my family time, and even my rest. This practice gives me a sense of control, clarity, and most importantly, freedom. Because when your brain knows what's coming, it doesn't waste energy consistently wondering, what's next? What are we going to do next? Let's do this. No, let's do that instead. And this is the next layer, and it's just as powerful. Before ending your day, take just 5 minutes to write down your top 5 tasks for tomorrow. Why do I insist on this? Because you're priming your reticular activating system, your brain's personal GPS. So let's see what the RAS is, the reticular activating system. Is a bundle of nerves at the base of your brainstem that acts like a filter. It decides what information gets through to your conscious brain and what gets ignored. So think of it like this. Have you ever bought a red car and suddenly you see red cars everywhere? So that's your RAS at work. Now apply it to your goals. When you write down your top 5 tasks the night before, you're programming your RAS to seek out opportunities, connections, and motivation to help you get those things done. Studies show that when you set specific goals and visualize them in advance, your brain unconsciously begins to align your actions and focus to support these goals. Bye-bye procrastination. What happens when you don't plan? So when we don't plan, we wake up and let our mind run the day, the default mind. So this means that we react instead of being proactive. We have tons of decision fatigue, more time wasted shifting between tasks, and of course, a higher chance of procrastination. My beautiful friend, I want you to go ahead tonight and before bed, write down the 5 most important tasks you want to accomplish tomorrow. Any events or meetings that require preparation, and one thing that brings you joy. So you don't forget to have fun, as we said. It's mandatory. My beautiful friend, overcoming procrastination is about taking small, consistent steps. Implement these strategies, and I promise you, you'll find yourself moving forward with great ease and confidence. Let me know in the comments, what is the one strategy that really is making sense to you? Until next time, my beautiful friend, keep thriving.